Hospitals, places of healing and hope, can sometimes hold a dark side that chills even the bravest souls. Gather close as I recount these bone-chilling true stories that unfolded within the sterile halls of medical facilities, leaving an indelible mark on those who witnessed them. Nights at the hospital were usually quiet, with the occasional beep of monitors breaking the silence. I was a nurse working the night shift, and one evening, I was assigned to assist in a delicate surgery. As we prepared the operating room, an unsettling feeling washed over me. The air seemed heavier, and the lights flickered inexplicably. As the surgery progressed, the patient's vitals began to plummet. Panic swept through the room as the doctors struggled to stabilize them. Just as hope seemed lost, a figure appeared at the edge of the operating room, shrouded in darkness. The monitors suddenly normalized, and the patient's condition improved. After the surgery, I asked my colleagues about the figure, but they denied seeing anyone. The incident left me haunted, wondering if the mysterious presence had truly intervened, or if it had been a manifestation of something more sinister. Late one night, an elderly patient with a frail body and vacant eyes was admitted to the hospital. She seemed disoriented, muttering about the man in black who followed her. Despite our best efforts, her condition deteriorated rapidly. On the third night of her stay, she suddenly sat up, her eyes wide with terror. She whispered to me, her voice barely audible, "He's here, the man in black." I glanced around, but there was no one else in the room. The patient's eyes fixed on a corner, her face contorting in fear. And then, with a gasp, she slumped back onto the bed, lifeless. The room grew cold, and a chilling breeze swept through the air. I stepped back, my heart racing, as the feeling of being watched intensified. It was as if the man in black had come to claim his victim, leaving me with a sense of unease that I couldn't shake. Working the night shift at the hospital's front desk, I often received calls from anxious family members seeking updates on their loved ones. One night, the phone rang, and I picked up, expecting the usual inquiries. But this call was different. The voice on the other end was distorted, a garbled mix of whispers and static. It sent a chill down my spine as I strained to make out the words. "Help me," the voice pleaded, its desperation palpable. "They won't let me leave. I'm trapped." I tried to ask questions to determine who was calling and where they were, but the voice grew fainter, eventually fading into silence. The call left me shaken, my mind racing with thoughts of the countless patients who had passed through those halls, wondering if one of them was reaching out from beyond the veil. In a hospital renowned for its cutting-edge technology, I worked as a surgical technician. One evening, as I assisted in a routine procedure, a strange occurrence unfolded. As I handed instruments to the surgeon, I noticed a figure standing behind him, a figure that wasn't supposed to be there. The figure wore outdated surgical attire, its face obscured by a mask. I blinked, convinced it was a trick of the light, but when I looked again, it was gone. I brushed off the unease, attributing it to exhaustion, but throughout the surgery, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. After the procedure, I shared my experience with a colleague, and their face turned pale. They recounted a similar encounter from years ago, describing the same figure in the same attire. We realized that we had both witnessed the same phantom surgeon, a haunting presence that defied explanation. These true hospital horror stories reveal that even in the sterile environment of medical facilities, the line between the mundane and the macabre can blur. The chilling encounters that unfolded within these walls serve as a reminder that the unknown can lurk within the most unexpected places, waiting to leave an indelible mark on those who dare to witness it.